That's what we talked about because his family was the same way too, and mine is the same way, but things are a lot different.
Amber Johnston has always been protective of her children, but in an exclusive sneak peek of 7 Little Johnstons, she faces one of her toughest challenges yet, accepting that her daughter Liz and longtime boyfriend Brice are ready to move out with their newborn Leighton. A family at a crossroads. The clip opens with a serene view of the Johnston family home in Georgia. Inside, Amber is busy in the kitchen, stirring a pot on the stove while keeping an eye on baby Leighton, who is cooing softly in a bouncer nearby. The house feels different now, quieter, yet charged with the tension of an impending major change. Liz, her blonde hair tied up in a messy bun, walks into the room, looking hesitant but determined. Brice follows closely behind, his hands shoved into the pockets of his jeans. They exchange a glance before Liz takes a deep breath and speaks. "Mom, can we talk?" Amber pauses, her grip tightening on the wooden spoon in her hand. She already knows where this conversation is headed, but she steels herself, trying to keep her emotions in check. "Of course," she says, forcing a smile. Liz hesitates for a second before getting straight to the point. "Brice and I have been looking at places, and we think we found one. It's not too far, maybe 20 minutes from here." The words hang in the air, heavier than either of them expected. Amber blinks rapidly, nodding slowly as she absorbs the news. She had always known this moment would come, but knowing it and facing it are two entirely different things. 20 minutes, Amber repeats, as if testing how it sounds out loud. "That's close." Brice shifts uncomfortably. "Yeah, we didn't want to go too far. We still want to be able to come over and visit. And have help with Leighton if we need it." The sincerity in his voice softens Amber a little, but the unease remains. She glances over at Leighton, who is oblivious to the weight of the discussion unfolding around her. Amber exhales, rubbing her temples. "I just want to make sure you guys are really ready for this. A baby changes everything. And moving out, it's a big step." Brice and Liz's vision for their future. Liz leans forward, her expression pleading. "Mom, I know it's a big step, but we need this. We need our own space. I love being here, and I love that Leighton has all of you around, but Brice and I need to figure things out as parents. Just us." Brice nods. "We want to create a home for Leighton, something that's ours. A place where we make the rules, set the routines." Amber listens, hearing the conviction in their voices. She remembers being their age, eager to build her own life with Trent, determined to prove they could handle whatever came their way. But that was different, wasn't it? They hadn't been juggling a newborn. They hadn't been stepping out into adulthood with so many unknowns. She sighs, folding her arms. "Have you thought about finances? About the reality of being on your own? Groceries, bills, medical expenses for the baby?" Liz nods. "Yes, Mom. We've gone over everything. Brice has been working extra hours. I've got my job. We made a budget. And the rent. We can afford it," Brice assures her. "It's a small place, but it's a start." Amber exhales, shaking her head slightly. She isn't trying to be difficult, but the protective mother in her can't ignore the alarm bells ringing in her mind. Trent's perspective, letting go. Just then, Trent walks in, instantly sensing the tension. "What's going on?" he asks, glancing between them. Amber gives him a look, silently communicating everything. Trent, always the practical one, sighs and scratches the back of his head. "So this is really happening, huh?" Liz nods. "Yeah, Dad. We're ready." Trent studies them both, his gaze lingering on Brice. He knows the young man has good intentions, but intentions don't always pay the bills or change diapers at 3 a.m. Still, he also knows that he and Amber can't hold onto their kids forever. "Well," Trent says slowly, "as much as we'd love to keep you here forever, we always knew you'd have to spread your wings. Just make sure you don't get in over your heads." Amber shoots him a look, clearly wishing he pushed back harder, but she knows deep down he's right. "We won't," Liz promises. "We just need you guys to support us." Amber sighs, finally relenting. "You know we always will. Just don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it." Liz smiles, tears brimming in her eyes. We won't, Mom. As the scene fades, Amber watches her daughter with a mix of pride and worry. Letting go is never easy, but maybe, just maybe, this is the next step they all need. End of sneak peek. Would you like me to continue the story beyond the sneak peek, diving into their move and the first struggles of parenting independently?